I set myself the goal of going from Togepi rank with 0 RP all the way up to Arceus rank with 2660 RP. And I can only do this by using the resources and rewards the game provides. This is RoadToArceus. But before we begin, I'd like to thank the sponsor of the channel, ptcgl store, where you can buy codes with 5% off using the discount code FTW. It's a way to support the channel whilst getting something in return, so why not? Now, with that said, let's get going. The ranked ladder is ending in exactly 2 days, and we need to win 6 games in order to get to the Pikachu League. Now, the great thing about getting to the Pikachu League is we don't get deranked into the Quick League afterwards, meaning that the Pikachu League will be our baseline from the moment we achieve it. And not only that, we do get some rewards from that as well, that being 500 credits, 200 crystals, and some sliders. That's what we're doing it for. Bit of sliders, you know what I mean? Give a little slider up and just slap me in the face, why don't you? All the dirt that came from wearing this shoe outside at times has just gone and slapped myself in the face. Yeah, sure thing. As this is going to be quite a few games in order to achieve it in one episode, I'm going to be chopping it down and just giving you a general live commentary over it to see if we actually get to 200 RP in the time that we have today. The clock is ticking. Let's see if we can get there. So in order to get to Pikachu, we need to get 60 rank points. Now, considering we don't lose any on a loss, it basically just means we need to win 6 games in total. So let's get playing. Okay then, hello. So we're going to be doing this in a live commentary way, as I said before, because I think, you know, it's just a lot easier to do. I'm a lazy bugger. No, in all seriousness, I just wanted to kind of grind through a bunch of games to get to a point where, you know, whether or not we get to the end and succeed in getting the old Pokeball, Pikachu, Pokeball rank is a different story. But nonetheless, I'm going to go through these games and see how it goes. I probably won't be doing this again because, my God, does it take so long to edit these kind of videos. I have to cut it down to like highlights and then, yeah, it's a shambles. Nonetheless, we have a decent start on our side. On their side, we're playing Entei V, which is definitely interesting. I know it's quite a heavy jump cut there, but ultimately I've just set up my board very, very well. Obviously, I just want to set up as much as possible with this deck. As you know, we don't play things like Battle VIP Pass and stuff like that. We're just sitting here, you know, a couple level balls out here and there, a couple ultra balls and all that, and we're trying to make it work. But that setup is absolutely immaculate. And look, even after that, in that same turn, was able to get both Shining Arcadas Gardevoirs out. It's a madness. It's an absolute madness. Now, one of the things I was really concerned about when playing this deck was really getting damage into play a bit too much. Now, reusing Mewtwo with Gardevoir does mean you put a lot of damage down. And that's something I was really trying to take into account, and Cresselia really ended up helping with. Being able to, you know, remove that damage from play that you kind of sprinkle around with Mewtwo as you recover energy to use its attack again and again. You know, the Cresselia is really good at removing a lot of damage you put down there, and you'll see in another game how that can work, which is quite nice. But either way, we're starting off pretty strong here. I mean, at this point, I'm already looking at myself going, yeah, we've pretty much bagged it. Didn't need to put that energy on Gardevoir because I just realized, oh, I just need to get rid of the 1 energy to get rid of that Charmander anyway. And then it's 2 prizes. All I really need to do is take out that Entei, and at that point on, it's game. And funnily enough, we do get the boss from the prizes, so I'm like, yep. This is a juicer, which is nice considering the fact that we've had a bit of a couple ups and downs when, playing in more recent videos, more recent episodes. So it's quite nice. But anyway, the Mewtwo goes down, Shining Arcana comes up, and we should be able to get enough energy on it to just straight Oko it and take our first win, bringing us 1 step closer to that Pikachu rank. As I said, I believe it was 60 RP, 60 rank points needed to get to the final stage and get a promotion. Nonetheless, that's 1 step closer, and that is the Pichu rank achieved. On top of that, we also did get ourselves another daily quest, and we do have 1 more there, as you can see, to see if we can unlock our final part of the battle pass before it resets, because it's resetting literally tomorrow as of recording this. Also just released a video talking about ptcgl and where I'm at with it right now. If you want to check that one out, a little cheeky plug on the screen there while Blood's waffling. Nonetheless, what do we got here? We have a Growlithe, so obviously it's thankfully an Arcanine on ranked ladder, but brother starts throwing down a Crashing Hammer. Hey yo, You can't be doing that crushing hammer on me, you fraud. That's me being live, reacting to it. But oh yeah, that's outrageous. We can't be doing none of that. But it's fine, obviously, because we're playing Guardy. It recovers energy. It's not that big of a deal. But I do like manually attaching to Mewtwo in the early turns and just going for star raids effectively. Granted, it doesn't matter here, but you know, it is what it is. Right, my playback is now bugging, which is weird because it shouldn't be. Nonetheless, we're good now. We're moving forward. I hope that didn't cause any issues with the... Do you know what? We're running with it. I don't care. Right, Growlithe being able to take out the rolls. It is a bit of a pain because, you know, we don't really have that draw power that we'd like. But, you know, we have research available. Decided not to evolve to Shining Arcana because I'm like, okay, we need to get Guardy EX out, obviously. But for now, we're just getting energy on that Mewtwo. And just side purge for 1 energy off of that, and yeah, we're good to go. In the next turn, we should be able to get, you know, what we need. We've got a Judge in hand. We do have Rolts plus Curlier in hand as well. You know, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty okay. But that said, there's only just 1 prize card taken. Now, one very difficult thing to navigate, funnily enough, with Arcanine is the fact that it has that Raging Claws attack, which is 30, I believe, plus 10 for each damage counter you put on it. Now, we cannot actually one-hit KO this Arcanine because we hit 270 max and the Choice Belt doesn't apply to EX. There's the Gardevoir, by the way. Lovely to see that bad boy come down, or lovely lady come down, would you say? So I'm just trying to play around it. I'm like, yeah, let me just smack a Lumineon or something. I think I did lightly debate Star Raid for a second there. I'm like, hold on, it doesn't even matter. So what I'm trying to do now is get that Cresselia up to kind of get some damage on that Arcanine. I believe that's what I was planning to do. We'll see if that pans out. Yeah, to just get some damage on that Arcanine so Mewtwo can come and take a 1-hit KO if it's necessary. The great thing about Mewtwo in this Gardevoir deck is it's actually quite low maintenance to hit higher damage, right? With a Shining Arcana Gardevoir, you need to load up a ton of energy to KO something, you know, 280 HP. Now, you can't do it, obviously. It's possible. But, you know, I've got all this damage in play by using Mewtwo's Side Purge anyway. So I'm like, okay, let me just move that energy around, sprinkle it, get damage into play, and then Cresselia, as you can see, just heals it all off. So just a lovely, lovely thing. And now that Arcanine is 1-hit KO-able with that Mewtwo, which is quite nice. But they go ahead and get greedy. They gust up a Mewtwo V chilling on the bench and just take it out for an easy 2 prizes. But that's great for me because I can just come up with this Mewtwo and be like, yeah, sorted, mate. No problem. And in the process, start building up my board state. Got Shining Arcana with 3 energy loaded onto it and only 20 damage, meaning it can definitely do a big swing the next turn. And that's what we're looking to do. And even if they don't get rid of this Mewtwo, that Arcanine on the bench there is chilling with 20 HP. Hey, yo. Chilling with 2 damage counters, 20 damage on it, which means I can still OHKO it. So unless they take out this Arcanine, that's pretty much it. And as you saw, there's an Arven, no boss, and there you go. So we can just immediately respond with a Side Purge, as you see me do here. So that's 2 games in a row. Very easy dubs for me. I have a feeling that when I'm not actually recording live, I play better. I'm pretty sure. Because, you know, anyway, level 7 achieved. And that's going to give us 50 crystals, getting us closer to that 600 threshold, which I believe we may have achieved just there. No, 420. Hey, Pog. But we do get to the next tier on the Battle Pass. So that unlocks an extra 50 crystals, gets us a Raichu, you know, also gets us that Dondozo there, which is kind of pointless. Nonetheless, we're not far now. We are pretty much almost halfway there to getting to Pikachu. Pikachu is 200 rank points. We're sitting at 160, and it's a lost box, which I fear so much. This is like the hardest matchup for me. I just don't know how to play this, unfortunately. As you saw in the most recent episode, yeah, Blood don't know what he's doing in this kind of matchup, but we're going to give it a go. Obviously, we're not just going to scoop anything down that line, even though I could just, at this level, I could just scoop and find the matchups that I want, but I think that's in poor spirit. I think it's kind of, you know, it's not really great for me to just scoop games until I find one I like and go, okay, I can win this easily, win it, get 10 rank points, and then just easily get to Pikachu, right? I could have done that from Quick Ball, Togepi, all the way up to Pikachu, because you don't lose any points by losing, if I'm correct. So you could just, yeah, scoop until you find the game you want and then get to Pikachu. Quick tip for your fellas out there stuck in the Quick Ball league. But I was like, no, it's not true to the series. You know, I want to do it legitimately, and I don't want to take advantage of things like that. So I've not done that. Nonetheless, here is Lostbox doing what Lostbox does. At the start of these games, I'm going to show you kind of the full turns, but as you already could tell, as we get into the games, I'm just going to kind of really show the main parts of the turn. You know, support of the turn, yeah, you know, the attack, or if anything interesting happens, because yeah, otherwise this video would be forever. You know, we have to bear all that in mind. Nonetheless, I'm going to get an Ultra Ball here and start going further. What I'm interested in is the fact that I didn't get a Gardevoir rare candy there, because I did have rare candy in hand, but I believe it was more to do with just developing board, unless I've just not been paying attention whilst waffling. Nonetheless, yeah, as you can tell, by the way, this was actually recorded before, as I mentioned, the update, so it's also it's quite strange for me to see the energy cards, because they changed them. They made them look, it's subjective, but in my opinion slightly worse. But it's not that big of a deal. It's just weird to look at now. I'm looking into the past. Anyway, they've gone in there and taken out a ROTS, I believe. So we managed to get our Gardevoir though, which is very pog, and that's paid off. You know, the fact that we you know, committed to the board state a bit more. Ultimately, I was like, we don't really have much good cards to work with. We need to draw. So that's why it was more about getting Curlies out rather than a quick Guardie. And it has worked out, but unfortunately, all we could really do was Star Raid, and they're going to be able to come up with a Radiant Greninja. And interestingly enough, they did not get rid of that benched Rolls. I have no idea why. Maybe because it's a Sableye, you can come up and, you know, take out the Rolls plus the Mewtwo the turn afterwards, but, you know, they're leaving up the scenario of the fact that I could rare candy into it or something like that, although obviously unlikely. Regardless, we top decked a Roxanne, bro. Yeah, this is not looking good. Our hand is in a terrible spot. They're going to be taking multiple prizes, and we've only just taken one. I just can't beat Lostbox, bro. I cannot. Look at this. Our board state is terrible, and the best we've done is Star Raid. It's bad, and Sableye's going to do exactly that. It's going to take out the Mewtwo V-Star. It's going to take out the Rolls, and we're relying on a top deck clutch masterclass. Until I realized one thing, which made me scoop. That Giratina had Star Requiem online. A simple Mirage Gate, even if he was able to KO that, would have KO'd us. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's just an L. So we're just going to go over that and go to the next game. And here we are. Arcanine. So this is a Koraidon deck, which is, you know, breath of fresh air. I want to have as little Lostbox matchups as possible. And I know that as soon as I go up into the higher ranks, that's just going to be more and more. So I'm just going to enjoy the games here that aren't that. Also, thankfully, we do hit weakness in some of the parts here. Obviously, Koraidon's weak to Psychic. Lucario's weak to Psychic. So I'm like, yeah, this is a doozer. And that beautiful research top deck is great to just let us to keep building. And from there, we are able to obviously get that Curlier out, get a Mewtwo down, another Rolts. You know, I am taking a couple of risks in this deck by not playing VIP Pass, because I think VIP Pass is really good, because if you don't get at least like 2 Rolts into play, your deck kind of just falls apart. Anyway, I think I made a couple misplays there. You know, I didn't need to Ultra Ball for that Curlier, but hey, I don't know. I can't lie. Half of the time playing here, I wasn't paying too much attention. I was like, I'm just going to grind games until I get there. You know, if I do, if I do, if I don't, I don't. But yeah, that's mainly my part. So there's a couple of misplays that do come through in this, but hey, it's a part of the game, innit? Also, I'm a misplay kick, so it's all Gucci. Cresselia, that's pretty cool, but we're not going to get that going. We are just going to get Gardevoir EX out and just start working on that Mewtwo. And I'm looking at a little Star Raid here, because we have both the Arcanine and Lucario V. And I'm like, do you know what? Getting 240 on the board like that is really nice. One thing I like about the Star Raid, right, with the Mewtwo, is it sets up easier KOs for the Gardevoir. Now, that's not really needed, obviously. As we said, Gardevoir can just get there itself anyway with, you know, a bit of correct play and, you know, doing some maths. But I don't do maths, bro. I just swing, you know what I'm saying? So it's nice. It actually makes it a bit easier. Nonetheless, we are going to be able to take a KO on that Arcanine with limited energy, which is nice. You know, it means I don't have to remove energy off the Gardevoir and then bring it back on, and you know that could cause problems. So because of course the Gardevoir has more damage on it, if you're removing that energy, you need to put damage on it again to put it back, and then you're just not hitting big numbers. So you got to be careful with that. So yeah, that's why it's quite nice to do the Star Raid and go, okay, I'm just going to need less energy to KO you now, which means I can kind of, you know, be a bit more free, I guess you could say, with that Gardevoir. But yeah, I just threw all the energy on Cresselia. I was like, yeah, sweet. Cool. Cresselia could take the swing, could take the hit, sorry. It's fine, it's enough. And we hit weakness, so it's all good. And that's another 2 prizer, meaning we just need a boss to take out that Lucario that's chilling there. And of course, again, from the prizes. Your boy's got a bit of juice when it comes to luck today, I'm telling you. It's absolutely beautiful. They're just going to charge up a massive Lucario, and from here, bench an Arcanine, and they are going to use Arcanine's ability, just moving the energy onto it. Coming up with it, you know, just having a big Donny that's a bit harder to KO, makes sense. And they're going to swing, but not for the KO. And that's a very, again, a very, very comfortable victory for us. I didn't even gust the Lucario. I was like, yeah, let's just swing. And that is now the halfway mark. 3 more wins. And we will get to that Pikachu rank and be out of Quick Ball forever. We are no longer going back to Quick Ball if we get that achievement today. But I don't think you can de-rank there based on the rank system. So our base will be the Pikachu. Regardless of, you know, we could go on a 50 win loss streak. I don't think we go down below Pikachu. Unless, maybe if you do lose that badly. Yeah, actually, no. No, because you don't lose any, do you? I don't know. I think not the case. Nonetheless, I'm sitting here debating active or bench. I don't know what they've got going on, if they're going to swing this Mewtwo next turn. But the Crushing Hammers are just coming out today. This Donny is played 1, played 2. Thankfully, both are tails. And they're going to go for a Mesagoza, and they are having terrible coin flip luck. Until they play a third Crushing Hammer in their hand turn 1. Hey, yo. Regardless, they just got rid of 1 energy with it. It is what it is. And they are struggling. This is a strange Miraidon build. A Crushing Hammer in Miraidon is interesting. That said, we didn't have a great hand, but we luckily got the Mesagoza to get Curlier, which is kind of big because we top deck a research with that, which we do play, and just get a couple Rolts into play, get the Collapse into play as well, and just, again, get a nice comfortable board. They're going to go ahead and boss up, I believe, the Curlier, and then just go for a Lightning Wall. And that's the one thing they've got back in him here, is the fact that if I need to KO this, I need to get a Choice Belt and discard all the energy in order to actually get rid of this Regieleki. Otherwise, it's a problem. Regardless, we use those 2 level ball to get ourselves 2 Curlier down. That's a Rolts down as well. And we just grab an energy on, and I'm like, I can't do anything. I went to attack, and I was like, oh yeah, Lightning Wall. Either way, it's all right. You know, they could evolve into the VMAX, but brother, hey, he's playing a Pokeball, mate. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Regardless, they don't get the VMAX and they don't get the KO, so that's cool. While Mewtwo survives, I'm actually top deck it, and I'm like, okay, Mesagoza time. If we hit heads, that's a Gardevoir, and bro, we hit it. Come on, mate, that's outrageous. We got a Gardevoir out, we got a Mewtwo out. And I'm like, yeah, sweet, got the KO. And let me just just get the energy to discard. And I clicked done. For some reason, I thought I just had KO like that. Kind of misplayed there. I missed 1 energy. Oh no. Yeah, there you go. And I can't lie, that actually scared the living hell out of me. I had no idea that was coming up. But there you go. Yeah, misplayed and was like, uh-oh. That's a yikers. I should have taken the KO there. I could have gotten the KO there, and I didn't. And now I've got another 100 damage coming my way. Whilst they even got a Raichu out. Interesting enough, they didn't retreat to it. Oh, what a top deck. Oh my god. But either way, we got a beautiful top deck, as you could tell there. I'm well happy about that. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't get that Raichu out. Just go for a swing, you know. Interesting enough, they just chose the Lightning Wall, knowing I'm going to KO it next turn. But either way, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, this is a Star Raid turn. Unfortunately, did I have... If I actually had Supporter there, I could have bossed and Star Raid didn't go to KO, unless I did play Supporter already. I think I did. I don't know. Do you know what's funny? When playing Gardevoir, it actually gets quite overwhelming for me. I'm like, there's too many actions I can do at one go. I don't know what to do anymore. I get the same thing with Lost Box. There's too many things to do sometimes. I'm like, what do I do? Either way, I saw a judge and knew right away with that 8-card hand on my opponent, we're judging them. And funnily enough, it actually made it a bit easier for me. I'm like, okay, I've got a bit... It was funny, like limiting my hand made me more... It made me more comfortable playing it. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I don't have 50 options I can do in one go and about 20 different pathways to take in one turn. It's like, hey, We'll leave that for the pros, yeah? That ain't for me, chief. Regardless, we have, you know, Raichu and Regieleki V, which is now a VMAX, both with damage, thanks to Star Raid. Again, Star Raid really showing its worth today, which allows Guardy to come up and just take the KOs with limited resources. Even though we do pretty much have the resources needed, it's just nice. It's just nice. We're going to go for a Miriam there just to, you know, recover some Donnies. You get, hopefully, maybe another Gardevoir out, which we can do there. But mainly just to kind of, you know, reduce the deck. We had 5 cards left. We don't want to be messing about too much with low deck space. So I was like, yeah, let's just do that. Boss in hand as well, available for the next turn. 2 prizes to take and a Regieleki VMAX. And I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to promote this VMAX. Yeah. Donnie's gone and promoted the VMAX, which is great news because it just means, okay, if they swing with this, then say no more, we win. And interestingly enough, they go ahead and they go for Max Thunder and Lightning, which is very strange. I understand they didn't really have anything else to do, but they're just like, yeah, okay, well, give me the game. Now, the Gardevoir could have got me there, but it's just quicker to use the EX because, you know, it's just 190 straight and you know, the damage is there. Easy. Another game in the books, and it's going to be 2 more, if I'm correct. 2 more games to go. Look how close we are to that Pikachu, baby. Let's see what we can do. So, now, funnily enough, I think this is one of the games where we actually played someone who's actually the same rank as us. Well, almost 10, you know, 10 points off. How'd you get 10 points? Oh, yeah, I forgot it's 10 points in this. Either way, starting off quite well again. 2 level balls, 2 rolls down. We have the research in hand. A shame we got the rare candy, which should have to research away if we don't top deck a Guardi EX. But it was nice. It was like, okay, sweet. This is why I like playing quad research sometimes. It's like, do you know, opening turn, if you have a decent start and you have a research, you're off. You're good. You're good to go. As our opponent just had here, Raikou, and they just research away some stuff. They're looking to set up, just get something down, and they do. They get the Miraidon, which is obviously going to go for a tandem unit, and let's see what they get out. So they get out another Miraidon, a Regieleki V, a Mareep, and another Regieleki V. So it's kind of a mix, I guess, between the more modern version, which plays Fluffy and stuff, and the Regieleki VMAX one. Now, interestingly, I was like, there is no way they're going to retreat to this Mareep. No shot, bro. They did, and I was actually going to target that Mareep. I forgot why, but I think it was just to remove some longevity. And I was like, okay, that's interesting, but nonetheless, I saw an option for Star Raid, so I took it. So, yeah, bro, a load of Vs in play. Again, soften them up, and it just makes them so much easier to KO in the late games. Sorry, mid to late game, I should say, for me to just kind of sweep, you know, and go from there. And that's what Mewtwo's really good in this deck. It's just like, let me just Star Raid, and then everything becomes 10 times easier. I don't need to have as many energy moving around, you know, it's really nice. But primarily, I was like, oh, bro, I could just Side Purge 2 Regieleki VMAX, and that's it. So I needed 2 boss's orders. Lo and behold, we pulled one off, and we have another in hand already. So I'm like, oh, we have the recipe for an instant, like, 3-turn game. As long as they don't disrupt our hand here, there is literally nothing they can do. I guess the best they can do is Choice Belt that Miraidon plus Regieleki VMAX to OHKO my Mewtwo V-Star. At that point, though, you know, we could dig. We have a lot of options to dig to get a second one out. But nonetheless, that didn't happen. And that's a very, very quick game for us. 2 very easy KOs for 3 prizes. Again, set up by Star Raid. Such a clutch attack for this deck. It's just so nice to have. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to discard even more energy because I want to flex, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 3 prizes there. I'm like, yeah, this is going great, mate. It's nice to have that refreshing, you know, it's good. Just one more game. Let's go, baby. So just one more game there. And it's an interesting one. And by interesting, just have a little wait here. Why not? Why not? I'll just have a little wait. How's your day going? I hope it's going well. I hope it's doing all right. Hope you're got the gardening done and all that jazz. Oh my God! They didn't load in. I think we got the free win there. No shot. Did we get the 10 rank points for that? Oh no, that's the most undeserved and the most anticlimactic rank up to Pikachu. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, we have gotten to the Pikachu rank in the Poke League. I believe I called it the Pikachu League earlier, but it is what it is, eh? And we were able to collect our beautiful sandals. I think we have to equip them to celebrate. Let's upgrade these boring sandals. These beautiful toes need some extra love. So we're going to go for the blue Donnies. Let's go. Making our terrible avatar looking so much better. Towards the later part of this quick ball league, Gardevoir definitely served us very, very well towards the later end, which is quite nice. Now, it definitely wasn't the best list. It wasn't an optimal list at all. Didn't even have Battle VIP Pass. Bear in mind, we are going with limited resources. I want to spend as little credits as possible because when we start going towards the optimizing version of the series, where we start really going to the nitty gritty of really fine tuning a deck to its best ways and being able to adapt with the new cards coming out in the future and the ways decks evolved, we do need some credits to kind of sit on. You know, let's say halfway through a set release, there's a newer way of playing Gardevoir discovered that's actually better, and we want to work towards that. So we do need some credits to kind of, you know, allow us to keep up to speed. Meaning I kind of have to find a balance in my decks as to being incredibly optimized or being effectively cheaper but less effective. And I think we did that well with this Gardevoir EX today. You know, I didn't go out and buy Zacians and stuff like that. I just stuck with the Mewtwo and said, right, we're going to do Gardevoir Mewtwo and we're going to get to Pikachu League, which we just did. Now, with the set release of Paldea Evolved, there should be a free deck, I believe, that you get from the ladder right away. And then as you continue to go up, you unlock more. So depending on what that is, we might go with that. And in fact, I think it'll be quite fun. And we can now with 600 crystals be able to afford the premium part of the battle pass, or the premium pass, which usually gives you a deck. Like here, they gave us Gardevoir. The next one will probably be something, but I don't know what exactly. So maybe we'll try it with that one. Nonetheless, that's going to be the end of the quick ball section of the journey. It's still a long way to go to get to Arceus. It gets harder. I think the hardest is probably Great Ball because there's so many tiers, I guess you could say, or what would it be? Yeah, I guess we could say tiers, right? You got Greninja, Houndoom, Alakazam, all the way up to Charizard, which I think is the most amount you can get in one league. And then as you go up, it starts to die down and get less and less. So the hardest part is actually going to be getting out of Great Ball. For now, though, we're looking very far ahead. Let's go and aim at the end of what I hope to be the next ladder cycle, the end of Bulbasaur, when we get into Great League. That's the next challenge that we have ahead of us. Nonetheless, that is the beginner section of this series done and off the checklist. Let's go to Pikachu, baby. Thank you very much for watching so far, and I will see you in the next video where hopefully my avatar grows a head of hair.